Yo, what's up boys? This is probably the first time you've ever seen my face, most of you. So yeah, this is what it looked like. Okay, so if you don't care about all the stuff I'm about to say and what my plans are and whatnot, just skip to this part in the video up here in the left corner. So if you haven't realized, I basically haven't played the game in the past like 2 months. And that's just basically just because I'm so sick of this game competitively. And I don't see much point in playing it if I don't really care about it anymore, right? And on top of that, there's just not really much you can get out of competitive Fortnite, especially in OC, my region, unless you're doing content, obviously. And I'm just not going to get good competitively if I just don't care or don't want to. So what I'm going to do now instead is basically just put all my time and focus that I used to put into competitive Fortnite now into content. And my plan like months ago to do this, I was going to plan to stream and then take the VODs and then trim them up and make YouTube videos like that and focus on streaming. But the like new internet that I ordered like months ago like hasn't came yet, so I'm just gonna start off now by making YouTube videos until that happens and I can stream. So yeah, with the videos, I'm gonna continue to use like my knowledge of the game like I've been doing previously. If you have like already watched me, I like make videos on like tips and stuff for competitive players, and I'm gonna like just help out like doing VOD reviews of pros or like even viewers and stuff, and continue helping people that are like trying to get into the game and make their first earnings or whatever they want to do. Okay, now onto the video. It's gonna be a viewer VOD review on one of my subscribers, and we're going to watch their games in the recent tournament, the Cash Cup, and we're gonna see what they do wrong. Okay, so we're gonna watch Skrilla's games, which is actually a friend of mine. Here, right here, 154. We watched this first game because you really don't want to get a game like this in your first game. Okay, so they're laying greasy, it looks like, at least in their first game. Pretty good drop spot for an open cash cup. The thing I don't like about this, what they did, is like they're lying right next to each other and they like claim the same little area of loot. And then like obviously people around them just take the other buildings and then they're just like scuffed basically. Like they needed like Skrilla could land up there. Landing up there is really good, and then he probably should have landed like at least over here. Like there's a chest spawn here and stuff, or even up here, or the gas station, or like anywhere. Because I saw before that they like disengaged, and that's probably because they did this because they got like trash. Like they would have got trash loot and stuff because they both just landed here, and then they couldn't go out and find the people because they're stuck with their loot. And then here, this is probably what like scuffs them and makes them have to go away. He looked over to the left where this guy was, like he knew that he landed there, but he just like forgot or like tunnel vision these people because they're in the open and got like beamed down to 1 HP. Like he should either remember that he's there and like build off, or make sure he's like maybe on the right of the mushroom here so he doesn't have an angle. You just need to be hella aware. Just pretty obvious. That's some dodgy peeking. He could have died so easily. Yeah, and then they have to run back because that like they can't really like this guy's loot's garbage, and then he's got no health, so they just cannot push forward. I get that. They probably have to move back. But here, since that team's fighting at Greasy, I think they should, and it's the first game, I really think they should really try to like, get loot and go back and fight. But maybe they just don't get loot fast enough. Oh, they got splashes. I think with the splashes, they could just pop all of them and just run over while they're still fighting. Okay, so they run up on this team. He got a beam off. This is a good fight to take. Dead side and everything. I like the different angles, that's good. That was dodgy how far he got in there. He could just like stayed back a box. So now he gets cracked and it gives him time to heal up, obviously. Nice. Yeah, and they just chase him down and finish it off. This is pretty small, but I don't even know if I'd go for that loot over there, because you know, like with the time like being 3 minutes left of the zone closing, that's like around when people rotate out the POIs, and you can see here Synapse is about to do that. You might encounter them, and then you might have this like scuffed as fight in the zone here. But chasing the kill's good because you can just get away with some of the stuff like in the first lobby, like it doesn't matter. you see to be aware of like and know when people are gonna like rotate out, like the average timings and stuff. So you just get a feeling for it when people are gonna be there or not. That's a perfect start. I'd say that was like getting way too close to the wall. He knows that guy's low, but like they could easily double edit on him and like destroy him at least. But again, the first lobby, you can just get away with some things. Doesn't matter too much. That's a really good use of the shield bubble. Stop all the third parties. And also here, before he breaks this wall, he might do it, I'm not sure, but he should probably like maybe make a box here on the diagonal, or make a box up here, and then take all the piece control and then go for the wall. Because what happens if you take the wall here and they claim the, like you claim this wall here, that's their only way out. So they're just gonna like try to run at you or like try piece you up and kill you. So you need to be like aware of that and like ready with all your piece control and an easy way to get out. Because now that guy's trying to run out of them, look. Because that's their only way out now. Yeah, they get that piece control. That could have been a lot cleaner and a lot safer. Now like at this point in like the first game of a cash grab, like once you've got good loot, even if you're not confident enough to like just key everyone and kill everyone you see, you probably just, what you want to do is like kind of just go dead side and just see what comes your way, see like what people fight you. Try avoid the good teams and like look for bad teams like boxed up and stuff that you can just tell are bad and key them. And you can like maybe rack up like 8 to 10 kills before in-game if you do that. And then here they just run up on another team they see in the bush. And this is what I'm talking about. You just, if you like just don't key everyone, like you'll just come across like opportunities of really bad players. Like you don't have to force just a bunch of fights if you're not that confident at it. But if you are like a really good player and you're really good at keying, obviously just go crazy and fight everyone you see. I like how many times they've like sneaked around. Like there's one point in like the second fight they did this game and they were like sneaking and then 3-2 on them. And up here they're sneaking up and like maybe getting a pump on a guy if he was up there. You can be cringe and just crouch walk up and shoot people. And then here, they see this team over here, and I reckon they just, like, you can tell they're pretty bad, because no really good team is going to box up on a hill, right? So you know they're either going to be, like, bad or, like, average, at least. I reckon it was pretty dodgy having the edit open, like, as long as he did. He should have just like edited, pumped them, and then like maybe reset, and then like went to the left, made a box, and then edit open again, and keep going like that. This game is pretty like, watching it so far, except for the off spawn, like they're like recovered and they're like fighting enough people and they're doing it like decently. Like if you're like an average player and you're not that confident fighting, this is like a good way to, probably a good way to do it. It also depends on your region. Like I think if you weren't OC, like if you're in a bigger region, you could probably, even if you're not that confident, you can probably key more people, because there's just more bad players, just because there's more population. But yeah, still a decent spot to go, because they do make it to dead side as well. Kill feed, so they're trying to avoid them. Oh, that. Okay. I know the reason they're gonna die here. They get cracked from the back because they're not like boxed up or safe, and then the good team behind them, Soul and Sync, just kill them. It's also like a dodgy thing, like in the first game, if you do go dead side in like a dead lobby, you're like pretty prone to getting keyed. So it might have been pretty good to like go over here, even like before half showed. Obviously you can't be like, wow, this spot is so good to go because half, but it could have been good to go over here to like a more populated area, just so it's like harder to get keyed. Because obviously over there, like if there's a really good team like Sync, like, and they see someone over here, like that's a really easy key because there's no one else around, and it's the first lobby. Like it's just, there's no way they're not gonna fight you. after that they like recover with a win. But this game looks like they die like just before in-game, so that's like the worst scenario you can do, like dying just before in-game. Like you waste all the time and you get no points. So in this game it looks like they're like not landing greasy anymore, and they're like either pull off to here or they land here normally. I've always said like I don't like landing split drops in like open formats because you just never know what's gonna happen and you get no loot and you always get keyed off of it. Like it's always better just to know like how to land a POI and just always fight there and get the loot and go. Because it's weird as well, like if you land a split drop you kind of like, in the opens you kind of like lose your confidence and you can't like, I don't know, like I swear every time you just like you go to a POI, you win off spawn and you get good loot, like you're way more confident in that game. You can always just do better if you do that. Because a lot of the times what's going to happen is Greasy is just going to key them as well. It's just, split drops is always pretty bad. You just really want to land a POI. They actually do like end up getting like decent loot, good heals and like decent mats. Like they almost have like both cap metal. But now they have to rotate late and keep looking for shotguns and stuff. But it's not, they don't end up being that bad, but get pretty lucky with the boat and stuff and not getting keyed off spawn. Like there might be games like this where it works going that split drop and they get a getaway, get loot and then go zone safely and don't get keyed. But that's pretty rare and it won't happen every time. The biggest thing is rotating like super late. Because you have to do so much running and like looking around and backtracking and stuff because you don't know what you're looting and stuff, or you're running away from people, so it just takes so long and then you get held up with these like people on edge like shooting you behind you and stuff. Like if they had Greasy they could literally be like up here already, but to be honest they're not even in like, they're not in a bad spot in terms of everything, so it's definitely recoverable. But you just gotta remember, if it worked once it doesn't mean it's gonna be like a good thing to do every time, or it's not the right thing. I think hiding might be a good thing to do as well. Like it's a little bit risky, but they don't like, their shotguns are pretty bad, so it's pretty hard to do this successfully, but it might be worth the risk. Because the thing is, if you do this and you like crack someone, like most of the time they'll like heal up and then fight you again because they're like pissed at you or something. But if you're like boxed up from the start, sometimes they just like, they don't care at all because they're not emotional. Going up a layer when they pull zone, because like if you don't, then since you're like on the congested part, you see down the bottom, all the people are gonna rotate onto them and then on top of them, and then the next rotate they go is gonna be really hard because there's a bunch of people on top of them, and it sucks. And it also makes it way easier to get kills. Okay, another next pull. I like how he instantly looks, because there's a lot of times where like if you instantly look and there's like a path, a lot of the times you can just like make it by going instantly. Sometimes you'll miss a like really easy rotate if you just look 5 seconds late. And I think here might be one of those rotates that are really good to go instantly. Like I'll be like looking here, I'll be like, that's so free. There's like trees, spear builds, no one there. Like that's an instant, just rotate, slide down all the way. Maybe go up here. Probably want to like stay under, and then just come out here and then build up a bunch of layers. If I did it, I think like doing it instantly here, you'd have to like go over here under these builds, because you know there's a bunch of people behind you if you do that. Like if you were to go up here, you're gonna die. I'd probably go instantly here, or at least nearly. Because also if you don't go instantly, these people behind you are gonna go like at the same time if you don't go instantly. Or they're gonna get ahead of you and then look back and frick you up, or they shoot you and rotate because they're dumb. So yeah, they wait a long time here. They build in with the spare mats. I don't know. It might be, if they just go back now and instantly rotate, that might be okay. But they might not even have to like waste that time building this, because they jump down to low gun anywhere where there's cover. So also something I thought I should say while I was editing this is that they literally put themselves in the worst spot to rotate from. By starting off, they built a whole tarp like really high up so the whole lobby and zone could see them and know that what they're gonna do. And then they went to the front of the tarp and then they edited the front wall, and from really high up they grappled so everyone could see them because they're really high up, which gives everyone an angle, and everyone was already looking because they built the tarp. And they went late, so everything's just bad. And also Another thing is, if you ever have to go late to a zone, most of the time you should be going like low down, so not many people see you. Because if you go late and you're high up, everyone's already looking for kills, and when you go up, everyone can see you. It gives them heaps of angles, and everyone's gonna focus you. I just think they wait way too long here. Yeah, definitely way too long. It's good going up. Like, it's a lot of mats, but like, they need to have like a clear path of where they're gonna grapple. I swear they just need to like calm down in game, bro. Like, at the start, like, it's fine the spot they're in. They need to just grapple, land in a high spot, and then look ahead, see if the grapple's really easy and where to land that's high up, and just keep doing that. Because they kind of just like land in some weird spot, like try to go for height kinda, and then they don't know where they're going, and then they ran instead of grapple, even though they could grapple, and then they ran and then went low down, and then they grapple and land low down, and it just keep freaking them up. Because that game was even like recoverable, like from like after that bad half rotate where they didn't go quick. From here before is like the positions are like decent, and this is probably where it all goes wrong. This rotate here, he should not, I know he wants to land up there, but he could have still like placed a wall and then connected, or he could have gone up from here. That's where it always goes wrong, this rotate here when they land. Because now they're like in a really bad spot, right? They're on the edge of the zone here where it like curves in, so they have to go diagonally past this team only. They have to diagonally go forward, and they need to go up at the same time, and it's just so bad. Like, they were here, right? They could have grappled, landed up here, and then I would have wanted them to ramp up even more and be like this team here. Even if he like mucked up and landed down here, he should have instantly went up, like landed here and then just crank up a bit and then go up here. The zone does end up pulling back there, which is so lucky, but like imagine if it pulled like over this way again, like you are dead.